Have you ever had a moment when your body tried to warn you, but you didn't realize your kidneys were quietly crying for help? Maybe it was the fatigue that wouldn't go away, the swelling in your legs, or those nighttime bathroom trips that suddenly became more frequent. Most people ignore these signs until one day a doctor looks them in the eye and says, "Your kidney numbers don't look good." And by the time that happens, it's often already late. But here's the frightening truth: kidney damage doesn't scream, it whispers. It hides in your daily habits, builds up in silence, and strikes when you least expect it. Right now, more than 90 million Americans are walking around with weakened kidneys, and most of them don't even know it. That's why what I'm about to share isn't just helpful, it's urgent, because ignoring the small things today can become a devastating diagnosis tomorrow. I'm Dr. Johnny, and if you stay with me for just a few minutes, I'm going to show you something most doctors never tell their patients. 6 tiny seeds, yes, seeds that can help protect your kidneys, calm inflammation, flush hidden toxins, and support healthier filtration naturally. These aren't exotic or hard to find. They're simple, powerful, scientifically backed, and they may become the easiest daily habit you've ever adopted. And the best part, each seed works in a completely different way. So when you combine them, your kidneys get a level of support that most people will never experience in their lifetime. So as we begin this journey together, just remember one thing: sometimes the smallest changes create the biggest protection. And speaking of small, let me take you to the first tiny seed that's been quietly transforming kidney health for thousands of people. Yet almost no one talks about it. When we talk about protecting your kidneys, the first thing most people think of is medication or a strict diet. But sometimes the most powerful solutions come from the smallest, quietest places. And flax seeds are the perfect example of that. These tiny golden or brown grains may look insignificant, but inside them lies one of the most potent kidney-supporting nutrients known to science, ALA omega-3. This isn't the regular omega-3 you hear about in fish oil. This is a plant-based anti-inflammatory powerhouse that helps calm down the silent swelling happening inside weakened kidneys. You may not feel inflammation, but your kidneys do, and flax seeds help soothe that fire before it becomes irreversible damage. I once worked with a patient named Melissa, a 62-year-old woman who was terrified when her doctor told her her creatinine had climbed higher than ever before. She wasn't sleeping well, she was swollen, and she kept asking me, "Dr. Johnny, is there anything simple I can do every day to help my kidneys?" I told her to start with something so small, it almost felt silly. 1 tablespoon of freshly ground flax seeds in her breakfast. Just 1 tablespoon. And within a few weeks, her blood pressure stabilized, her morning swelling reduced. And for the first time in months, she said, "I feel like my body isn't fighting against me anymore." That's the quiet magic of flax seeds. They don't shout, but they transform. Now, the science behind this is just as fascinating as her story. Multiple studies show that ALA omega-3 from flax seeds helps lower inflammation markers, support healthy blood pressure, and reduce oxidative stress, the same oxidative stress that slowly scars kidney tissue over time. And because flax seeds are rich in lignans, some of the strongest plant antioxidants known, they act like tiny shields protecting your kidney cells from the daily wear and tear of toxins and free radicals. Even their fiber matters. It improves digestion, reduces toxin buildup, and prevents the kidneys from being overloaded with waste they shouldn't have to filter in the first place. But here's what makes flax seeds truly powerful. They work quietly in the background, supporting your blood pressure, calming inflammation, and lightening your kidneys' workload at the same time. This is why so many people who start using them say, "I didn't realize how much my body needed this until I felt the difference." And if you've ever struggled with blood pressure, fatigue, swelling, or early kidney decline, this tiny seed might become one of the most important habits you ever adopt. But don't get too comfortable just yet, because flax seeds are only the beginning. Their benefits are impressive, but the next seed I'm about to show you has a different kind of power, one that hydrates your kidneys from the inside out in a way most people have never heard of. And honestly, just knowing this seed exists isn't enough, because there's another hidden factor even more dangerous that we need to talk about next. And once you understand how flax seeds quietly calm inflammation, it becomes even more fascinating when you meet a seed that doesn't just protect the kidneys, it hydrates them from the inside out. That seed is chia, one of the most underestimated kidney-supporting foods on the planet. These tiny black pearls can absorb up to 12 times their weight in water, turning into a gel-like cushion that slowly releases hydration throughout your day. And when you're trying to protect kidneys that are already working overtime, steady hydration becomes one of the most powerful gifts you can give them. I'll never forget a patient named Robert, a long-haul truck driver in his 50s, who was constantly dehydrated without realizing it. He would go hours without drinking water, then chug it all at once, a pattern that stresses the kidneys far more than people think. His labs were creeping toward stage 3 kidney disease, and he told me, "Dr. Johnny, I can't sip water all day like other people. My job won't allow it." So I gave him a solution. Most doctors never mention chia hydration gel. Just a spoonful of chia in water before each shift. Within months, his kidney function stabilized, his energy returned, and he said something I still remember today. "It feels like my body finally caught its breath." And there's science behind why this works so well. When chia absorbs water, it forms a gel that slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and releases hydration, gradually keeping the kidneys consistently supported instead of overwhelmed by big spikes of water. Studies show that people who maintain steady hydration have significantly lower risks of kidney stones, while stable blood sugar reduces the microscopic damage that accumulates inside the filtration units of the kidneys. And like flax seeds, chia is also rich in ALA omega-3, adding another layer of anti-inflammatory support. It's almost like this seed was designed by nature to help the kidneys breathe easier. What surprises most people, though, is how quickly they feel the difference. Many tell me, "I didn't know hydration could feel this smooth." Chia turns your water into a slow-release system that supports your kidneys hour by hour, not minute by minute. And if you've ever struggled with dehydration fatigue, morning dryness, or sugar spikes after meals, this tiny seed might be the missing piece your kidneys have been waiting for. But chia's hydration power is only one part of the story, because when you combine hydration with the right balance of plant protein and minerals, you unlock an entirely different level of kidney support. And that's where the next seed steps in, a seed with a nutrient blend so perfectly balanced that even kidney specialists raise an eyebrow when they look at the research. But just knowing about chia isn't enough, because what comes next reveals an even more dangerous factor most people never consider. And once you understand how chia creates that slow, steady wave of hydration inside your body, it leads you straight to a seed that supports your kidneys on an entirely different level, not through hydration, but through balance. Hemp seeds. These little ivory drops are one of the most perfectly balanced foods nature has ever made. They contain a rare 3:1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, the exact ratio your kidneys and heart thrive on. Too much omega-6 creates inflammation. Too little disrupts hormones and cell repair. But hemp seeds, they sit right in the sweet spot, giving your kidneys a kind of nutritional harmony that's almost impossible to get from modern foods. I remember a man named Thomas, a retired firefighter who had spent decades eating high-protein meals because he believed it kept him strong. But over time, that heavy animal protein started taking a toll on his kidneys. His GFR dropped, his labs were moving in the wrong direction, and he told me, "Dr. Johnny, I feel like my body can't keep up anymore." So I asked him to make one small shift, replace part of his animal protein with hemp seeds. He added them to his yogurt, his smoothies, even his salads. Within months, his kidney numbers stabilized, his energy lifted, and he said, "I didn't know protein could feel this light." That's the beauty of hemp seeds. They give you protein that nourishes, not protein that exhausts the kidneys. And science backs this up. Unlike animal protein, hemp's plant-based protein reduces the acid load on the kidneys, lowering the strain on the delicate filtration units called nephrons. On top of that, hemp seeds are packed with magnesium, a mineral essential for preventing kidney stones and improving calcium solubility in the urine. People with higher magnesium intake have a significantly lower risk of forming stones, and hemp seeds offer one of the most absorbable forms of it. It's almost as if these seeds were engineered to give your kidneys breathing room while still providing your body with the building blocks it needs. Another overlooked benefit: hemp seeds support cardiovascular health, which is directly tied to kidney survival. When your heart pumps better, your kidneys filter better. It's a partnership most people don't realize until it's damaged. So when you give your kidneys anti-inflammatory fats, clean protein, and essential minerals all at once, you're doing more than supporting their function. You're giving them the chance to repair, rest, and work the way they were designed to. But don't make the mistake of thinking hemp seeds are the peak of this journey, because what comes next unlocks a completely different defense mechanism, one that shields your kidneys from the microscopic crystals that silently turn into stones. And stones aren't just painful. They're one of the earliest warning signs your kidneys are under attack. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next seed exposes an even more dangerous factor most people never pay attention to. And once you understand how hemp seeds help your kidneys breathe easier by reducing protein load and restoring nutritional balance, there's another seed that works in a completely different way, almost like placing a protective shield around your kidneys. Pumpkin seeds. These bright green kernels are far more than a crunchy snack. They're one of the richest natural sources of magnesium on the planet. And magnesium is not just another mineral, it's the mineral that decides whether tiny crystals inside your kidneys stay harmless or grow into painful stones. I once had a patient named Linda, a 55-year-old school teacher, who would wince every time she talked about her kidney stone episode. She told me, "Dr. Johnny, I never want to feel that pain again." It was worse than childbirth. When we looked at her diet, she was shockingly low in magnesium. So I suggested something simple: add a small handful of pumpkin seeds to her afternoon routine. Nothing extreme, nothing complicated, just a daily dose of magnesium in its purest, most absorbable form. 3 months later, her follow-up scan showed no new stones forming, and for the first time in years, she felt confident her body wasn't setting a trap for her. Science explains why this works so well. Magnesium prevents calcium from binding with oxalate, the main ingredients of kidney stones. The more magnesium you have, the more protected your kidneys become. Studies show that people with higher magnesium levels have up to a 47% lower risk of developing stones, and pumpkin seeds deliver this mineral in a form your body uses immediately. But that's not all. Pumpkin seeds are loaded with vitamin E and carotenoids, antioxidants, that neutralize the free radicals attacking your delicate kidney tissues day after day. They even contain plant sterols that help lower cholesterol, which is important because healthier arteries mean better kidney filtration. And if you've ever felt bloated, sluggish, or weighed down by poor digestion, pumpkin seeds can help lighten the internal load as well, giving your kidneys a break from handling unnecessary waste. People often tell me I feel cleaner, lighter, and less inflamed, and that's not their imagination. Pumpkin seeds help the kidneys filter more efficiently, flushing out what doesn't belong while keeping minerals where they're supposed to be. But don't think the journey stops here, because as powerful as pumpkin seeds are, there's a seed coming up next that fights kidney damage from an angle most people never expect by protecting your cells at the genetic level. This next seed is small, ancient, and quietly packed with antioxidants, strong enough to defend your kidneys against the very stress that pushes millions toward chronic kidney disease each year. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the next seed reveals a danger most people never even see coming. And when you realize how pumpkin seeds act like silent guardians, blocking stone-forming crystals before they can do harm, it brings us to a seed that works even deeper at the cellular level. Sesame seeds. Tiny, ancient, almost invisible, yet carrying some of the most powerful antioxidants ever discovered. These seeds don't just support your kidneys. They defend them, almost like giving your cells an internal armor against the oxidative stress that slowly pushes millions toward chronic kidney disease. I once worked with a woman named Angela, a busy restaurant manager who lived on stress, skipped meals, and always felt worn down. Her kidneys were showing early signs of decline, and despite medication, she never felt truly protected. When she told me, "Dr. Johnny, I feel like my body is aging faster than it should," I introduced her to Sesame Seeds, not as a magic trick, but as a daily shield. She added a spoonful to her salads and soups, nothing dramatic. 3 months later, she told me, "I don't just feel better, I feel stronger, like my cells aren't tired anymore." And her labs backed her up, her inflammation markers dropped, and her kidney numbers stabilized for the first time in years. The science behind Sesame Seeds explains exactly why. They're rich in sesamol, and sesamol, 3 antioxidants so potent that researchers call them cell protectors. These compounds neutralize the free radicals that scar kidney tissue, helping prevent the microscopic damage that accumulates quietly over decades. Sesame seeds are also loaded with zinc, a mineral essential for repairing DNA and maintaining healthy kidney cells. People low in zinc have significantly higher risks of kidney stress, yet most adults are unknowingly deficient. Even their calcium content matters, helping reduce the chances of forming certain types of kidney stones by keeping minerals in the right balance. But perhaps the most underrated benefit is how sesame seeds support the immune system. Because when your immunity is strong, your kidneys stay protected from inflammation, infections, and toxins. Many people underestimate this connection, but those who begin adding sesame seeds daily often report feeling more resilient, clearer mentally, and more stable in their energy. It's a small seed with a huge impact, one that doesn't shout for attention, but quietly strengthens your body from the inside out. Still, as powerful as sesame seeds are, they aren't the final breakthrough. Because what comes next, the number one seed, is in a league of its own. A seed so rich in kidney protective nutrients that I consider it one of the simplest, most effective daily habits anyone can adopt. And for countless people, it has become the difference between slow kidney decline and true protection. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the next seed reveals a hidden danger most people never even realize they're facing. And when you understand how sesame seeds guard your cells from the inside, it naturally leads to the final seed, the one that doesn't just protect but actively strengthens your kidneys in ways that still surprise many doctors. Sunflower seeds. They may seem ordinary, something you snack on without thinking, but inside these tiny shells lives one of the most powerful kidney protective nutrients in nature, vitamin E. And not just a little. Sunflower seeds contain some of the highest natural concentrations of vitamin E found in any food. This vitamin acts like a protective shield, guarding your kidneys from inflammation, oxidative stress, and the slow cellular damage that silently pushes millions of people toward chronic kidney disease. I'll never forget a man named Joseph, a quiet 70-year-old widower, who came to me tired, discouraged, and convinced that his kidney decline was just part of aging. His labs showed rising creatinine, his energy was low, and he felt like his body was slipping away from him. I introduced something incredibly simple: 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds sprinkled over his morning oatmeal. Nothing dramatic, nothing restrictive. 6 weeks later, he told me, "Dr. Johnny, I feel like my kidneys woke up." His inflammation markers dropped, his blood pressure improved, and even his mood lifted. Sometimes the simplest habits create the biggest breakthroughs. The science behind sunflower seeds explains why Joseph felt the difference. Vitamin E is one of the strongest antioxidants in the human diet, capable of neutralizing free radicals before they scar kidney tissue. Studies show that people with higher vitamin E levels have significantly lower rates of kidney inflammation and slower progression of kidney disease. But sunflower seeds don't stop at vitamin E. They also deliver magnesium, which helps prevent kidney stones, zinc, which supports cell repair, and plant-based protein, which fuels the body without overloading the kidneys. Their healthy fats, especially linoleic acid, support heart function, a critical link, because kidneys can only work as well as the heart can pump. And the best part is how easy sunflower seeds are to use. You don't need to soak them, grind them, or prepare them in a complicated way. Just a small handful a day can help reduce oxidative stress, stabilize your blood pressure, improve filtration, and support kidney health in a way that feels effortless. That's why so many of my patients say, "This is the easiest kidney habit I've ever followed." Simplicity matters because consistency saves kidneys. But here's the part most people never hear: even with all the benefits of sunflower seeds, even with vitamin E, magnesium, and clean fats working together, you still won't get the full kidney protective effect unless you avoid one silent danger that almost everyone overlooks. It's the mistake that quietly sabotages the kidneys day after day, even in people who are trying their best to eat healthy. And just knowing about sunflower seeds isn't enough, because what comes next reveals a hidden factor more dangerous than most people ever realize. And if you've made it all the way here, I want you to take a moment and give yourself credit. Most people ignore their kidneys until something scary happens, but you're choosing knowledge, prevention, and action, and that already puts you miles ahead. These 6 seeds may be small, but the decision you just made to understand and protect your kidneys, that is powerful. Your future self will thank you for it. Before you go, I want to gently remind you of something important. Information like this can truly change lives, but only if you can find it again when you need it. So save this video, Keep it in your health playlist because I promise there will be days when you'll want to revisit these simple, life-protecting habits. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of the new medical knowledge, kidney tips, and life-saving insights I share here. Your kidneys deserve the very best care, and staying connected is one of the smartest steps you can take. And finally, I want to leave you with this: healing is possible. Protection is possible. A stronger, healthier future is possible. No matter where you're starting from today, there is always hope because your body's capable of more repair and resilience than you've ever been told. So keep taking those small steps, keep learning, and keep believing in your own ability to improve. I'm Dr. Johnny, and I'm right here with you on this journey to better kidney health. Until next time, take care of yourself because your kidneys and your future are worth it.